intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Sky's the limit, baby.
BoxingVoice.com.
We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
You don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
That means that you will fight Triple G later this year.
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me. So, talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game to see the boxing voice.
Good morning, TBV. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Boxing Voice Radio edition. This is episode number we don't ever count, and who really cares? But we're back to discuss Oscar De La Hoya, Ryan Garcia, and the future, as Oscar puts it, Vergil Ortiz. This is not the first time we're discussing a rift between Ryan and Oscar, and fight fans, chat rooms, and especially our YouTube chat here at youtube.com/The Boxing Voice are starting to believe that there was some sort of maybe Canelo's in Ryan's ear is what people want to believe. So this is what we're going to be talking about. If you're interested, then you know the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 one time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Let me head on out to my co-host from around the globe. We're going out to Mr. Lioness. What up?
I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one to stop me. Lynch the conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody like me. I'm Sonny Liston. I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from their cloth. There's no one that can match.
Chill. Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to the morning show. And if you got that cup of coffee ready, let's get it going. If you fancy a cup of tea across the pond, to my UK brothers, do that. If not, stick to the cup of mud. But it looks like somebody's getting tossed to the side because he's pouting too much. And Vergil Ortiz is a good replacement for the continuing opening of boxing. And I can't wait to talk about it because this is like telenovela, Telemundo stuff. Marioski. Chill.
It's me, Mario.
What up, fellas? Yeah, I'm glad we're getting this one out because this was some pretty serious news. And, we got some continuity here for the show because ultimately we did discuss on Sunday that there seemed to be some tensions building up, some subliminals fired, shots heard. And, we're going to chop it all up. What's up, fellas?
What up, man? Yeah, it's like you said, this news has been out for about a day or so, and I think it was better. We were better off not reporting on it as early as it broke because obviously more has developed since the Twitter feud that took place between Oscar De La Hoya and Ryan Garcia, which has now then been deleted. Ryan took to his social media to take a shot at Oscar after Oscar publicly tried to shame Ryan, and I quote, due to team Ryan Garcia, and he says team, so we have to question, is he taking shots at Reynoso as well? But he says, and I quote, due to team King Ryan Garcia, decisions not to accept a July 4th bout, we will now return in late July with the future of boxing at Vergil Ortiz. More exciting details to follow. Damn, did I freeze up again? And this says there's no issue around my area. I don't even know what to do at this point.
You look good, too.
But yeah, man. So I was just saying the quote, and that is, due to Team Ryan Garcia's decision not to accept the July 4th bout, we will now return in late July with the future of boxing, Vergil Ortiz. More exciting news to follow. Then Ryan Garcia quote tweeted so that Oscar knows and knew that he was talking to him. He said, "You do realize you're supposed to be my promoter, not a hater, right?" So Ryan definitely not happy with Oscar, but again, this isn't anything new. So the question becomes, does Ryan stick around? Is he trying to get out his deal? Is Canelo in his ear? What's really going on here?
Yeah, I mean, it could be a matter. Look, it happened before, right? They were in a little dispute, and Ryan, I'm not gonna say he cried, but he made it known that he was worth more. He got what he wanted. Again, this is an example of the same thing. He's he wanted more pay. He wanted what he wanted, and this time, instead of not acknowledging, but acquiescing to his demands, you got Oscar giving the opportunity to another Golden Boy Promotions young up and coming fighter, which excuse me, I think it's not unfair at all. Vergil Ortiz has always been the one that's down for anything. He's kind of had the really grind to get where he's at, and he's a grinder. So, I mean, we're in times right now where things are just not going to open up the way you want them to. I mean, I understand Ryan Garcia's point. He wants more money. He's worth a certain amount. I get it, but you gotta. There's a fine line between negotiating and doing things in a way where you're not always going to be seen as the crybaby. It's just the pandemic is here, dude. It's not going to go straight into what you wanted it to, but it's a matter of opinion, man. Where you look at Ryan's standpoint.
Look, this is a different decision than Crawford to me. This seems and feels different than Crawford saying, I need more money. Crawford is a star, a bona fide star, and people can debate the levity of his stardom. People can debate the degree for which his stardom matches up with those of the likes of Pacquiao or Joshua or Mayweather or Spence. But the fact is he's a star and he's earned his money. Now, the one rule that I've had over the past, 5-6 years is I no longer question the money and the pay scale for fighters. I used to say, well, I'll take the fight. When I was younger and didn't really understand the sport, I would say, just take the fight, not realizing these guys are risking their lives every time they step in the ring. Not realizing that no other job in the world, I mean, there are other jobs in the world like this, believe me, worse, but there are very few jobs like this where somebody can be expected to die going out and fulfilling their duty. So I wouldn't question when somebody wants more money, but I can at least express my opinion on a fighter who seems to continuously have this issue with what he's getting paid and what he's worth versus the bottom line. Now, he has not reached a point of stardom as a Crawford, as a Canelo. That's obvious. But what does he represent? And he knows the cards that he holds, and he knows what he represents. So he has the leverage. He's played his leverage so hard that now the backlash is starting to come in where he's getting that, crybaby designation. Is it fair? I think to a certain degree it is fair. I think that we've seen this kind of thing from fighters before, but never it just doesn't feel the same. And maybe it's because he looks a little younger, maybe because he talks a little younger. He seems like an immature, maybe kid to some people, but I think what it boils down to is that, you as a prize fighter, you want that prize, but you got to earn those stripes regardless of the followers, regardless of the social media hype, regardless of how much promise you have. You have a duty first and foremost to fulfill before you get to call shots like Floyd or Canelo or someone like that.
Nasty. Real quick, if you haven't already done so, please hit that subscribe button. You guys have definitely been taking advantage and at least hearing our call outs We've gained another 10 subscribers, so we're at 114,687. So I want to thank everybody that subscribed, and I want to remind those that subscribed and those that have already subscribed to hit that notification bell so you can get the notification every time we go live. We are scheduled to go live every single day, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern, and on Thursdays is a double day. Today we'll be back at 7 p.m. Plus, we're doing a live fight chat during that show, and you can join us. Today at 10:45 a.m., we will be doing a makeup of Film Study Tuesday, dubbing it as Film Study Thursday, and we'll be doing Danny Garcia versus Lamont Peterson. The link is in the comment section below. It's also here in the live chat, and you can find that right at patreon.com/theboxingvoice. I do want to add, I'm going to go to Jermell Charles' Twitter, who did have some interesting opinions. He had some interesting opinions on this topic. Oh, you guys can totally jump in. I'm going to go to it and then bring it back.
Oh, my bad. I thought you were.
Muted. Sorry, bro.
I thought you were going to it right now.
I was muted. No, I'm saying Jermell Charlo had something to say about this. I'm interested.
Yeah, he definitely did.
You know what I'm saying? So he must have had something that he just felt like was real.
Yeah, it's to me a little questionable. I mean, obviously we're going to get to hear the audio or we're going to get to, get the quote straight. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not calling it disingenuous. I am saying, though, that it just seems weird. That a fighter on Jermall Charlo, was it Jermall or Jamel?
It's Jermell. But you know what?
Jermell.
You know what I think it is, Marioski, and I'm just like guessing, kind of, right? But I see like Jermell Charlo and his brother, like one of the guys that really had to make a lot of noise to be in the positions that they're in right now. You know what I'm saying? I think that whatever he might have said might have been in some regard to that. I haven't heard it, but like
I'm ready to screen share, and I'm gonna screen share someone's reply because obviously, like many, they didn't really like what Charlo had to say. And like our very own Mario Munguia, people are questioning his motives for, saying it and whatnot. So, yeah, let me go. I have to delete this. Apologies. I guess I was slacking.
Call you Studi. No, but again, I'm interested in seeing what he's gonna say because he's been through a lot. Him and his brothers came up. They had to make noise. They had to fight for what they got. And I'm not saying the other guys don't, but
we're ready here with Jermell.
I don't know what he might have said. Can't wait to hear it from Ness, but
Jermell Charlo's verified Twitter on June 15th when really this is when everything broke. So we're about a few days late with some bigger news that we brought to you before that. But he says, bruh, nobody better than Heyman. And by Heyman, obviously he means Al Heyman. And he goes on to say, I left Golden Boy Promotions making $100K. Got with Heyman, made 10 times more. Bruh, you too popular to be with them. Don't be used or put on the shelf. And he put that in capital letters. You're young, be smart, also in capital letters. And he tagged Ryan Garcia. You do realize you're supposed to be my promoter, not a hater, right? So this was him quote tweeting Ryan. So he's in the tweet because he used Ryan's original
he
tweet.
said that to Oscar De La Hoya.
Exactly. So then Jermell gets questioned by a fan, and that fan says, you left Golden Boy before you were even a top contender, and you were always with Heyman, so stop lying. And Ryan is a prospect who is getting $200K for an empty arena fight during a worldwide pandemic where 40 million Americans are unemployed. He was getting a great deal. So before I even go to Charlo, this dude don't even know what he's talking about. Jamal was always with Heyman. Jamel was with Shelly Finkel first and signed to Golden Boy. Jamal was not signed to Golden Boy. But, that's what I tell you about these fickle, dumbass fans, bro. They don't know shit about boxing. Jamel Charlo comes back and says, my last fight with Golden Boy was January 2014. And he's very specific here. I added that, very specific. I'm going to go back and go to the original quote. But he's being very specific with both of his replies. But I go back to the quote. And I quote, my last fight with Golden Boy Promotions was January 2014. 23 years old, turning 24 that May. 22-0, ranked number 3 under Floyd Canelo and Cotto. I was patient. The interest for black fighters at the time was slim. When I said I was making 100K, honestly, it was less than that. But let me not tell it. Just giving advice. And he moved on, and that was all that was said. But thoughts on what Jamel Charlo had to say, the advice that he gave King Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, listen, it's not the context of the advice. It's not the content of the advice. To me, I question the advice at all. Like, I don't understand where this is coming from. Like, I don't get the motives. It's not like Ryan Garcia.
Why does there have to be a motive, Mario?
Listen. You're right. It doesn't have to be a motive, but it's just a weird thing to see in the sport of boxing.
I just think that I feel like we talked about this, or I'm having deja vu.
We did talk about it.
I thought I gave you the example, like, bro, if your writer buddies hit you up, like, dog, the Athletic is kicking out hella dough per word. How is that hating? How is there a motive there for someone other than wanting to see a fellow fighter who risks his life every day, a fellow fighter who obviously feels like Terrence Crawford? Crawford feels the same way. You shouldn't take a pay cut. So while you got this fickle boxing fan that knows nothing about boxing talking about that he was signed to Golden Boy and Al and all this craziness, the truth is Terrence don't care about no pandemic, and they are looking for the right places and locations to do Tyson Fury and Wilder. So certain people aren't taking the pay cut. So why should Ryan? Now, on the flip side, Doomy, and I'll make it short, Ryan isn't a freaking champ. This kid is wilding. Like, he's being offered $200,000 in a closed seat arena without a belt, and Shakur, who is a champ, got $400,000. Let that sink in for Ryan. Ryan is just not really seeing who he is, what he has not done, and how much they're really giving him.
And the current times. I think Ryan's just got. I mean, look, I dig it.
Yeah, but I'm with Crawford. Current times don't matter. If I step in the ring today during the pandemic or without the pandemic, if you punch me and I die, I die. It doesn't matter whether pandemic is on or not. So my pay cut ain't going down because you hit me today, you hit me tomorrow, I can die.
Can happen any day, man.
Exactly why my pay shouldn't go down.
Now I signed up to fight, man. And look, listen,
doggy, but why should your pay go down? If it can happen any day, who cares how the economy is if you want me to fight?
Let me get into this. I'm a fighter. I signed up to fight. I know the risk I'm taking, all right? And I totally acknowledge what you're saying, because you have to consider that when you're valuing yourself. You got to value your life at the highest. So I get it. You're going to try to fight for the most money. But you gotta be smart about what you're doing and about what you're saying and what you're negotiating with your company, because there's a pandemic, there's money being lost at the gate, that you're not fighting this incredible opponent. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna guard. That makes us say, you know what? Even though the pandemic's going on, he's fighting so and so opponent. We have to compensate him in the best manner. So I'm just seeing a little bit of tension for pretty much like what reasons, you know what I'm saying? Like you're being brought up out of all the guys that I see, Teofimo Lopez, Shakur, and all the young guys. He's the one that's being brought up, I guess, in the softest touches. So, for you to sit there and say that you're not being compensated the way you are, you're not going to do it. They got other guys. You can't get mad at Oscar because he says, okay, you know what? Right now is not the time for Ryan to fight. Ryan doesn't, we can't really give Ryan what he wants right now. We still think, he's the star, but we're going to have to move on with Vergil Ortiz. Vergil Ortiz is willing to fight. He's willing to fight for however much money. He has a goal. Like, he's not counting his chips. before they're actually there. You know what I'm saying? He's making his way. Ryan Garcia on the Vergil Ortiz, of course, but you're still a fighter, man. You're still a fighter. We froze up a little bit on YouTube.
Did we?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I
listen.
didn't hear anything.
Yeah, it's still running for me. Yeah, look, I don't know. I think that the De La Hoya comments are very deliberate. I think that he was taking shots. You know, I think he is a little fed up because, you know, Ness put it best. I don't even got to say it no more. You know, I was going to use the Shakur argument. You know, you just kind of got to look at it, and he's making half of what Shakur's making essentially. And we know it's more than that too. Like, you know, we always talk about what purses are, you know, made and how much money these guys actually make. But ultimately, like, Shakur is a different beast. He's fighting tougher fights. He has a belt. His trajectory is clear. He has a path. Ryan Garcia, on the other hand, you know, it's like every other time he's out, he's got a problem, you know. And so I don't know. I again, my number one rule above all else is, you know, do not question the pay of a fighter. You know, we've seen with UFC lately, these guys are hopping on board. You know, these guys have understood that they are getting little money. And so, you know, for the sport to try to, you know, get its fighters to make more money altogether, that's definitely a step in the right direction. But with Ryan specifically, it just seems like it's not. And again, I don't want to use the word warranted, but it just doesn't seem warranted. Like, you know, I can understand if he's heading into a fight with Tank or heading to a fight with Leo Santa Cruz or heading to a fight with anybody really, you know, with a live pulse. That's one thing, you know, and that's the whole point with like, I'll use Bones Jones as an example. You know, they wanted him to fight one of the most dangerous heavyweight fighters in the world. So he wants more money. You know, Ryan Garcia, on the other hand, like, you know, you fight somebody with a pulse and you get that money.
And that's what I'm saying, man. You made a good point. Like, John Joe's about to fight the most dangerous heavyweight, knocking out the most guys. Yeah, exactly. You better give me my money, man. This guy can end me. But we don't even know who the next opponent was. Go ahead, Mr. Nestor Gibbs.
I was just gonna say, you know, this person is usually not right on pay-per-view numbers and has certain agendas against certain promoters, but his words are true, and then the, I guess, validation or co-signing that Oscar gave him. And by co-signing, I mean, if I say something about a conversation that Mario and Doomy are having, and Mario retweets what I said, knowing that it pertains to the conversation that you and Doomy are having, you are in agreement with what I said. That being said, let's see it and read it. So this is Rick Glazier. You guys know him for always assuming he has the right number of pay-per-view buys for whatever pay-per-view show. As you can see on the top, it says, Oscar De La Hoya retweeted this tweet. Rick Glazier goes on to say, and I quote, hashtag Ryan Garcia getting bad advice. 2 fights ago, and I quote, I signed a new deal with Oscar. That's the richest ever for a guy at my level, end quote. Now 2 fights later, he's saying it's a bad deal, and now he's refusing to fight. He's not taking into consideration no crowds and added COVID testing. Bad advice. Hashtag boxing. So I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this obviously co-signed and promoted tweet by Oscar, right? Because it is Rick Glazier's words, but obviously Oscar believes that what Rick is saying has some truth.
Yeah, listen, I that's definitely a cosign. You know, it's one thing to favorite, it's another thing to retweet, and it's another thing to do both. But they all mean something, right? And, you know, I've seen Rick's been saying a lot of stuff on Twitter lately. If you've been seeing it, he's been heavy on this Ryan situation. He definitely has an issue with this. But it's true, though, you know, with these COVID times, you know, we don't know what the future holds, and we really don't know where the money is right now. You know, you talk about no gate. but you're also talking about no concession. You're talking about no shirt sales, no popcorn sales, all of the benefits and money that come with having live gate just go out the window. So I think that some fighters understand that and have to fight regardless. And I think other fighters like a Terrence Crawford, don't have to fight and don't want to take that little money and shouldn't have to because they're fighting the best in the world. In Ryan Garcia's case, though, let's be honest, Ryan Garcia's next fight could look exactly like the fights we've been seeing on Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? That's just the truth. And so, if Shakur made the money he made, I mean, Ryan's not even at that level. Yeah, okay, his social media and his ability to draw is there. But ultimately, this is about, if it's about his ability to draw, he can't draw anything. You know what I mean? There's no gate. So then what kind of TV star are you? What kind of DAZN star are you? What kind of pay-per-view star are you? These are the questions it boils down to. And right now with Ryan, he's just too green to even have that argument.
Yeah, and it would be great to have Rick Glacier on, see what he'd have to say about all this. He did go on and say a few things. I don't know if you want me to just quote it real quick. That was pretty interesting.
A few more after that?
He's been tweeting about this heavy.
I mean, he's tweeted in the last 11, 12 hours.
I'll be clear. Look, you can read it. I'll be clear that I only posted that one because that's the one that Oscar is co-signing, so it makes it relative or relevant. That being said, I don't take Glazier as a source. Usually his pay-per-view numbers are very off. Usually his numbers of non-top rank cards are very low. Usually his numbers of top rank cards are extremely high and don't really match his numbers. I could be wrong because I stopped following him. But yeah, that's my thing. I feel like he has an agenda against PBC. And he's always kicking their numbers down, saying that they're not true, that they're, whatever comes out he says is wrong. But when it comes out for, Top Rank, he either boosts it or says it's real. And it's just funny to me. But I do want to hear what he has to say.
Let me see if it's not the one that you read. It says, let's hope Ryan Garcia comes to his senses shortly with Oscar De La Hoya, so he can fight on the Canelo show on DAZN. That is in discussion for what looks to be September. Hashtag Oscar, hashtag De La Hoya, hashtag LA, hashtag DLH, hashtag boxing, hashtag GBP. And then he says, have been asked to be on several podcasts to give my professional opinion in regards to the ongoing saga between Ryan Garcia and Oscar De La Hoya. As I get the exact info on each show, we'll tweet it.
Yeah, listen, I don't mind Rick as much as other people, but I definitely have a problem with a lot of things that he says. But he is a knowledgeable guy. I'm not hating on that. But ultimately he is right on this one. I think that he's got his finger on the pulse, and he's had his finger on the pulse of boxing. So while none of us have ever experienced anything like this, socially, economically, whatever. There are some historical aspects that are relevant to this, and Rick would understand them better than most. But ultimately, again, it goes back to some of the tweets that who chooses to fight and who chooses not to. But you look at a Vergil Ortiz who's ready in the wings. This could be a big shot for him. Vergil's not on that level yet. He's definitely not close. Not even close to the ceiling that he has. And being able to take the reins like this, man, this could be exactly what he needs to get a major boost.
So shifting to the Vergil fight, do we think that they have enough money to reschedule the Samuel Vargas Vergil Ortiz fight? Samuel being from Canada, common opponent with Danny and Khan.
Yeah, they ain't paying Ryan.
I'm pretty sure that we get another opponent. I mean, it's still not out of the question.
Mario, Ryan's A side.
No, I know. It was a joke.
Yes, I don't think Samuel's out of the question just yet. No, he's still a viable opponent.
Well, that's I think what Des is saying is there enough money to have a fight of that magnitude? And I think it's a borderline one. You know, I think that when you see some of the fights that PBC is going ahead with, clearly there's going to be competition, you know, in that realm of good fights. You know, Top Rank has put on what they can, but, you know, looks like they're going to put on what they want.
I'll be honest, they should be able to afford Vergil Ortiz versus Samuel Vargas because PBC just announced Jamal James versus Thomas Delorme, and that was a fight pre-COVID, and that's a damn good welterweight fight. Like, is it top 5? No, but it's definitely top 10.
It's a good fight.
You know, top 10 maybe Universal or top 10, top 15 Universal. If they both don't make it in the top 10, because I can see better welterweights than them being top 10. But, you know, I do think that they at least make it in the Universal top 15.
Message.
And,
Go ahead.
Message for real? No. Is the zone still carrying out the event? You guys know? Because
of course, Golden Boy and the zone have a deal,
I mean,
champ.
they better. You know, they better with the rate of people. But we got a super chat from Gunner Forever. He says, Vergil Ortiz is the future of boxing. I really like Vergil Ortiz. You know, I've got to cover his fights, a couple of them actually. You know, I've got to do interviews with him, and he is definitely got some star qualities for sure. You know, his personality, his overall vibe is a really positive one, and you know, he's exciting. He's got some talent, and yeah, he could be a star. I really think so. And that's why I think this situation's huge.
Vergil Ortiz, bro, it's the first fight that I saw him in, his aggression and his ability to like take guys out in the way he does, bro. I mean, when he was wearing that sombrero, you know what I'm saying, with the robe, looking fresh, he looked like a star. You know what I'm saying? Thing is that he's a little more humble in a sense, and he's not as, you know, out there as Ryan Garcia but with a little you know, PR and a little PR machine behind him and doing the right thing, that kid could blow up. Because at the end of the day, this is boxing, man, and we want to see fighters that want to take on fights. We love to root for the guy that's gonna, you know, take on all challenges and stuff like that. I think that a lot of this beefing is happening too early in Ryan Garcia's career. It makes me think if he's even gonna be with Golden Boy forever. You know what I'm saying? Jermell now goes on and he says that you should be on this side. You know, I think his manager, Ryan Garcia's manager, knows Al Heyman or is close to Al Heyman or whatever. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe this is another Mayweather, you know, where there's a split and he goes somewhere else. You know, when you're young in your career or whatever. I don't even know if Mayweather was young in his career when he left Top Rank, but it looks like it's not going to be a long-term relationship. He's already having all these little disputes, and now them going with Vergil, not giving Ryan Garcia what he wants. I mean, they have a site already that they're counting on, and I'll just read it out of boxing. It says, what has been established is that the July 4th show will take place, this is Vergil Ortiz, without fans in attendance, in accordance with current health and social distancing guidelines. California has seen all but 5 of its 58 counties enter Phase 3 of the state's 4th-part plan to fully reopen its doors to the public, with the latest step allowing counties to permit non-essential businesses to reopen with certain modifications in place. So India resides in Riverside County, which is among the counties who have entered Phase 3. So this is one of the, I guess this is the site they're looking at, Casino, the Indio in Riverside.
Nasty. So real quick, you know, I can't find, oh, well, let me try BoxRec, right? I can't find Vergil or Samuel in the top 15 of any universal ranking. And what I mean by universal ranking is like a ring or a transnational rankings board that doesn't, you know, a ranking system that isn't a sanctioning body. But he does make top 15 on BoxRec, which is still a great indicator, in my opinion, as to who is what in the division. They have him number 14, right? Vergil, where are you? Oh, shit, Vergil's 21. I seen that all wrong. Vergil's 21, so Jamal James is top 15. So I guess, and let me see where Thomas Delorme is 19. So, all right. Well, I mean, still, I think that that just shows the PBC is spending the money. They're putting in Jamal James, who is a top 15 with a top 19. Meanwhile, Vergil is 21, and Vargas, she's dropped a lot. Where is Samuel?
Yo, Sam, that's the military guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From Canada.
He must have dropped way down.
Wow, he's not even in the freaking first page. You kidding me?
When's the last time he fought?
Yeah, he.
Three. It's only 50
really
per.
not. It really shouldn't be that expensive of a fight. But that goes back to the point I was making. You
real
said
quick,
PBC's
though,
competing. Go ahead.
Real quick, give him his respect. Number 1 in Colombia. He's the best welterweight in this country. Listen, if I was an American and I was fighting for DR, I would take pride that I'm the best welterweight in DR. Out of everybody in DR, I'm number 1, baby. I might not be number 1 in the world. I might not be number 1 in the world. I might not be in the top 10. But in my country, I run shit.
I would take pride in being 53. Listen, I think that ultimately PBC, like I said, is going to compete. They're gonna pay to have some better fights than we've seen lately, and that's no knock against Top Rank. They're the first out the gate, so there's some, I guess, leeway that we got to make up for, some lag that we got to make up for. But that's the point I'm trying to make, is Golden Boy needs to make a fight like that with Vergil Ortiz, because they're not going to be competing with these Top Rank cards. They're going to be competing with the PBC cards that are going to be coming out in July. And so if you're going to come back at the end of July, it's got to be a good fight.
And is this the guy that Ryan Garcia was going to fight?
No, Samuel Vargas is the guy that Vergil Ortiz was going to fight before the pandemic. So
in March, right?
In March. So now I'm asking, do you guys think that since they put him on in July, does Golden Boy and DAZN have enough money to give him the regular fight he was supposed to get versus a very game opponent? I mean, Samuel Vargas does have 5 losses. 2 of those are by knockout, but he's lost to good people. Luis Collazo beat him. I think he's a good fighter. Khan beat him. He's a decent fighter. Danny Garcia beat him. Also a good fighter. Earl Spence knocked him out. Also good. So Danny and Earl are his knockout losses. And, the only suspect loss is to Mario's cousin or Jaime's cousin, because it's actually spelled it's actually spelled Monguilla like Jaime, not Monguilla like Mario.
Oh, I thought that was the same thing. Is it
different? He got 2 U's in his name.
Oh, so how do you
selfish?
So you're
Mario is 1 U. Like, why do you need an extra U? It's just Monguilla.
True.
That was a typo in Mexico, and they ran with that shit.
And they tried to take in school, they tried to make me and my brother spell it the way that Hyman spells it. They thought we were spelling our name wrong. For real.
Chill, Chizzy, 1 U. All right, so I just asked if this was the guy that Ryan Garcia was gonna fight, because I'm just trying to see where Ryan's getting.
Ryan's only rumored fight was Linares, who's now rumored to be making it into America sometime in September.
Well, they did say that Robert Ortiz's fighter, the kid from Texas, damn it, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. Wow. I've literally interviewed him. I mean, I can't even count how many times. Damn it. Well, who was it, Ness? From Robert
no clue. I was about to text Robert. Camp. I was about to text Robert just to see who they're possibly thinking.
Tanahara. Thank you.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Thank you, Rob. And Jesta was also. Thank you, Rob. Man,
that's right. Jesta and Tanahara. Tanahara actually signed the contract. We reported that.
Yeah. So Hector was. Thank you, Jiggy. Also, they were.
Oh, that's right. Shout out to Rob. Yo, freaking. Samuel Vargas is in Canada, so he got the travel ban. He can't come.
No, but it's not. It's still not. He could travel.
Yeah,
no. The fight is July 24th, brother. We got a month.
We talked with Bob and everybody else for athletes that need to travel and stuff like that. They can make accommodations.
Yeah, but they have to go under quarantine. No. They have to go quarantine when they get back to their country. The same thing's going on with tennis right now. The athletes can get over here. It just depends where, how much of a hotbed their country is. But yeah, they can get here.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, we still ain't see Vasil here.
Yeah, but
And
still,
Linares
they're
ain't
working
here.
on it though. They're working on it.
Listen, we wouldn't be having this issue
he
if they
my
could
boy
get here.
Theo doing the muscle ups. He got scared.
Who?
Theo Fimo. You know my man was up there hitting like 20 muscle ups.
If they could get him here, I think they would have got him here. Linares ain't here. Vergil ain't here.
Well,
Plenty of fighters that need to be here that are not.
But they don't have scheduled. Their fights aren't even. They don't even have a date for their fights though.
Yeah.
And Ryan wasn't even going to fight anymore. But we've seen it though already. We've seen athletes be able to travel, and we have it on the books. For the U.S. Open and a few other designations. The NBA is getting ready to come back. A lot of those guys are going to be able to come back. The one thing that we know this administration is doing is they are trying to get the economy back exactly where it was, and they're going to inch their way back, regardless. And I think that C-19 has taken a back seat in a lot of ways. Texas continues to have its highest numbers every day. And we're one of the states that opened up, large and haven't looked back. So, I don't know. I think we will get there though. I think these fighters are gonna be able to get here, and I'm not gonna say that we're gonna be having fans anytime soon, but I know that the promoters are still trying to plan a message. We got R Jonesy who super chats. I heard Linares called out Haney. Opinion? #TBV.
So did Haney. He called out Linares. I think that's up to Golden Boy and DAZN. Again, can they afford to pay Haney $1 million plus? Because he got $1 million versus the Dominican. Now he's gonna want more, like at least 1.2, 1.3 for Linares. If you already getting $1 million, you got to get a bump for Linares, who's a former world champ. And I think that's what Ryan is in understanding.
Looks like Linares is ready to take another route. Ryan ain't even. Oh man, see, this is what I'm saying. This is a good case when you try to ask for too much, and then everything just falls off your plate. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to put everything on your plate, and then your plate just.
There's a saying
but
for
you
that.
guys are ignoring my question. Do you think it's Reynoso and Canelo in his ear? Like, you know what I mean? Because remember, Reynoso is the one that said we need 2 more fights, then we'll fight anybody. So it's been Golden Boy trying to push Linares. Maybe Reynoso ain't ready. Maybe Reynoso's like, yo, we got Romero Duno. We need 1 more. We didn't want to go straight in. I have to still work with him. Is it Canelo saying, hey, man, you a freaking star, man. You got to get more. Do better than I did. I don't know.
So what they're in his ear right now, like, listen, man, you got to do it this way. We've done it before. You go on his Twitter.
Your boy Rick Glazier, he's saying this, bad advice. So someone's in his ear, whether it's, Canelo, Reynoso, his manager, his parents, the girlfriend. Oh my goodness, I froze up, huh?
Yeah.
Where I froze up at?
Bruh, I don't even.
Oh.
I didn't hear a word you said.
So I was saying, whether it's Reynoso, the girl, Canelo, whoever's in his ear.
Does he go to Canelo Promotions?
I think that's where I think that's where this is all coming from. If we're gonna go the conspiracy route,
we're going to.
It could be Canelo setting up, you know what I'm saying, camp, and Reynoso being a big part of that.
Dig into it though, Marioski, because like if you look at Ryan's Twitter, you know what I'm saying, you see a couple of hints of it says here, Ryan Garcia, June 13th, he tweeted, talking to new people and learning about new things through their experience in life is the best form of knowledge. I'm just trying, and then he's talking.
You know who he talking to, man.
I
said, you know who he talking to. He probably picked up the phone or DM Charlo like, yo, hit me up. Probably talking to Canelo like, yo, you've been through a lot. You had to get out of a contract with Televisa or with that Mexican promoter.
Yo, why did every time I see Ryan Garcia on the Cobra bag and he goes fast, it looks like he's blinking and shit.
He probably squints.
Imagine that Haney does get Linares, like that kind of firepower that he'd have over Ryan. Like
Like, you chose not to fight him. I fought your champion.
They won't give him.
Don't worry, I'll take it for you. Like, oh man, that'd be crazy.
I mean, I was gonna say, and I actually said it out loud, they won't give him Linares because obviously Linares is a Golden Boy fighter, but I'm gonna take that back. I think that, Oscar has a fiduciary duty to Linares that if a title shot is on the table, to give it to him.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And I think that's a good fight. I wouldn't pick against Haney at all, but I think Linares, is a bigger underdog against Haney than he was against Ryan Garcia, in my opinion. And I think most people would probably agree with that. But I think that what you really have to look at in this situation, if you're talking Canelo, you have to look and see what Canelo does too. You know what I mean? Canelo says he's ready to fight. Now, obviously, getting the money for a Canelo fight is different than getting the money together for Ryan Garcia fight. But, we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see what Canelo ends up doing, and I think that Ryan might look, I don't want to say like he's going to look terrible, but the way this plays out could be really bad for him. It really could, just from an optic standpoint. You know what I mean?
Just the look of it.
Exactly.
Everything looks like, not everybody's savvy. Look, not every casual fan knows about all the intricacies of the negotiations and all the other crap. A lot of millions of people are just gonna sit there like, damn, it's a bona fide diva or whatever,
Exactly.
People are not gonna understand, like, yo, my man's fighting. He's risking his life. He wants to make sure that he's getting what he feels he's worth.
I mean, do you understand?
I understand to a certain extent. I just think that he's not allowing himself to be perceived, especially by his promotional company, as somebody that you can work with. Golden Boy, I think that it's the second stance, I know, within a year, and he's still, asking certain things and wanting certain things and not really understanding the times we're going in. And again, I don't know the deepest things about the boxing monies and how everything can be worked out, but I have no blame on him in asking for what he thinks he deserves. What I am blaming him for is just maybe not being as flexible, because of the times. If this wasn't COVID, man, I don't, depending on his opponent too. And that's the other thing. Like, can't be paying you mad money to be fighting guys that, like, my man at the bar can knock out. You know what I'm saying? I can't give you all that money. And it's like, what does that say to the other fighters? You know what I'm saying? For the other fighters like Vergil Ortiz and the other fighters that are fighting hard guys, and maybe their social media is not as freaking, big as his, but they're fighting the tougher opponents. So how is it to them? You know what I'm saying? Like, I got a staple of fighters. I got a whole bunch of fighters. I got fighting. Bob came on here saying that, like, every fighter is like, it's like having kids. You got kids. One gets jealous because you're treating one better than the other, and then it's like
absolutely.
Managing a huge,
and the fans get jealous for you, which only builds up that emotion for the fighter. Like, sometimes a fighter doesn't even notice, but you got a guy like Jamal Charlo, like, hey man, I was getting 100, now I'm getting $1 million. You might as well come on. You're like, wait a minute, let me wake up and smell this coffee.
Well, I think it goes back to exactly what Doomy said. The casual fan doesn't look at those things. You know what I mean? Like, all they're going to read is the stories from, Steve Kim and Dan Rafa, and I'm just using their names, because they were the first to pop into my head. They're going to read those stories from Kevin Ioli's of the world, and they're going to draw their own opinions.
Honestly, I haven't read a Dan Rafa story since he was let go from ESPN. Steve Kim, I hate to say this because you know what I mean? I wouldn't want to be replaced. I wouldn't want someone to even say that someone's better than me, but bro, he's doing a better job, Steve Kim is. It's just more content. Like, he writes more.
And it's more interesting content.
It's opinionated. Dan wasn't opinionated. Kim is opinionated. And Dan wasn't as active. And Kim is active, bro. Not only Kim, though. It seems like they took Dan's money and dispersed that in between, like, 5 different writers, right? It seems like everybody stepped it up now on ESPN.com, but they still can't compete with Boxing Scene. Boxing Scene pumps out, at least 20 a day.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think it's just a thing where, like, Dan he belonged to that old guard. So it was like a weird situation where he wasn't like an old guy, but he was from the old guy times. and he's in these like newer times, like, you know what I'm saying? Like Steve, I think gets it more. I think he understands what draws eyes and what readability is. You know what I'm saying? Like you could look at 1,000 words from Steve Kim and not really flinch, and you could look at 1,000 words from Dan Rafael and
Damn, and I froze up. They gonna tell me I froze up.
Steve's just a guy who understands the market, I think, a little better today.
Yeah, I mean, he's a hustler, man. You can see that by the activity, man. That makes him a hustler. He's out there grinding. He's putting out multiple stories, you know. He's taking advantage. And since we're on that topic, I'll just say, man, poor Ioli, too. Did they let him go? I mean, I went to Yahoo Boxing. It was nothing there.
Oh.
I'm not saying there was nothing
there.
from him. I'm just saying there was very little. It was, like, not worth the time going to Yahoo Boxing.
He's been doing like those Skype those like interviews like that, but other than that, really haven't read anything from him lately. Although he has been covering MMA, so yeah.
Yeah, man. But just shout out again, congratulations to Kim. I mean, I think I remember him from Max Boxing. That's where I first started reading his work. Max Boxing, then he transitioned to a few different places. And now he got the big job, baby. Next 10 years, he should be good.
Went from Russian lettuce to now on the French fries. Remember that?
Yeah, man.
America.
James Valdez says Mario keeps going into Matrix Munguia.
Yeah.
Oh, is my audio bad?
I don't know. I thought maybe he was talking about like
it chopped all of us. I don't know what the hell is that. It just goes.
I saw that. Yeah, I heard that. But I didn't know if I was like, my mic was off or something.
But any final thoughts before we go out to see if, callers and stuff like that?
Final thoughts real quick for me, man, is I don't know. You never know what's in a fighter's mind. You never know who's in the fighter's ear. You just never know. And but what you do know is what's going on, the actions they show, tensions again. Canelo being his sort of his mentor and having experience with so much in his career, and then Jermell coming out, so you just don't know who's whispering in your ear. At the end of the day, you got to make a decision as a man and try to make the best decision you can. And in this case, Vergil Ortiz was the benefactor, and I think it was a great opportunity presented to Vergil Ortiz. I think that Vergil Ortiz is going to take advantage of every situation that he can. He is not in Ryan's position, so he's going to take it any way he can right now and do his talking in the ring. Ryan, who knows? Maybe he's just, making things uncomfortable between him and Golden Boy because he has it in his plans to eventually leave or go to Canelo Promotions or whatnot. You just never know. But again, you're going to be perceived usually as how a casual fan is going to see you, and a casual fan might not be as informed as some of the hardcores, and you will be remembered a certain way, and I'll leave it at this: a fighter's going to go in, and he's going to claim his claim. You're putting your life on the line every time. Got no problem with that. It's just there's a fine line between negotiating and promoting your worth, and not really negotiating. You get it? You got to negotiate.
Yeah, listen, I'll put it this way. I think that ultimately, this is going to end up being, I don't want to say for nothing, but Ryan's going to come back. He's going to fight. He's going to fight under Golden Boy. They're going to straighten this out. I think the real question is the damage that's been done and being done irreparable? Is it the kind of damage where this kid's waiting out his contract or even tries to end it early? Does Canelo opening up his own promotional company at some point, which seems like it's the route, is this kind of like hinting towards him going there? And those questions are way too early to ask. They're fun to speculate, but they're too early to ask. I think ultimately right now, this is just a learning curve for everyone. Everybody's going to go through this. Every fighter's going to have to come to the decision. Do I fight? during these times post C19. Do I fight and do I take shorter money without the gate? Do I not that you understand it. Obviously people can understand it, but do you risk it? And again, I go back to Terrence Crawford, a guy like that. I understand fully. I'm not mad at him if he doesn't fight the rest of the year. I understand it. But a guy like Ryan Garcia, I don't know. This is the time where you should be building up your resume. This should be the time where we're going to give you a pass for fighting guys that don't have the pull. So, why wouldn't you want to take advantage of it? Again, if Reynoso's the guy who needs these fights, then why not get that fight? This seems to be a completely separate issue than wanting to fight or not wanting to fight. This has something else to do with it, and it's hard to read between the lines.
Yeah, I mean, could you remember the last time? I mean, on Canelo's 20th fight, who he was fighting and what he was really demanding. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember Canelo ever, early in his career, going through stuff.
No, Canelo wasn't like this. Canelo took short money for the Cotto fight, the Floyd fight. Canelo don't play. Canelo gets the fights done. That's not Canelo. But
20th fight, he was fighting pretty much a guy that was destined to lose.
He started making HBO money with Love More Nadu on HBO Latino.
That must have been his 30th fight or something, because his 20th fight.
Yeah, but remember, he started at 15.
True.
And his second fight, I think, was Puppet Vasquez.
Pablo Alvarez or Miguel Vasquez?
Miguel Vasquez.
Miguel, yeah.
That was his third fight then?
Third fight.
People like
that
to talk.
It.
People like to talk. They just don't know nothing. They don't know nothing, man. They don't know nothing. People just talk because they got that little hole in their face. That being said,
go ahead.
I was gonna say my final thoughts are. I like Ryan. I think he could bring a lot to the sport. You see, I'm rocking my Ryan Garcia headband, but this is his fault. He didn't listen to Floyd, and we did a show, and you guys didn't listen to me. And here I am again, patting myself on the back, conceitedness. I told you he should have took the $200,000 bonus plus $200,000 purse. That would have been $400,000, sounding like Shakur. He would have set a precedent back in February 2019, which is a year from now, that his purse had to go up a year from now. He would have had an optional title fight with Gervonta, and he wouldn't be making less than Devin Haney right now. He wouldn't be crying consistently on social media and taking to social media to get some sort of, help. That's what he's doing. He's on social media so that, people can write stories and talk about Oscar and say, is Oscar not paying this future star right? But at the end of the day, Floyd offered you what you're getting paid right now as a bonus to fight someone with less of a resume than Romero Duno, Francisco Fonseca, Linares. Anybody on your resume is less than Rolly, but Rolly's attached to Floyd. Would have made super fight, would have made, popularity just tick, and it didn't. You chose your route. Now you want out. So we'll see how good your lawyers are. That's my final thoughts. The number to call in, 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time. Voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget, if you want to call in from anywhere in the world, absolutely free. Have crystal quality as well when you call in. Use Skype and add Nestor Gibbs. Do us a favor. Take this time out right now to not only hit that thumbs up button, which helps us with the visibility of the show, but hit that subscribe button, which helps us with getting big name guests on the show more frequently. And also, we're trying to get to that 200K. We're only at 114,687. So, be that guy to tick us to 88. Let's go out to the callers. First, quick word from the sponsors.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
What up? Going out to Brooklyn. King Born, what it do? Buenos dias.
Brooklyn, we go hard.
Oh, he just dropped off. All right. Going to Caesar in Las Vegas. Matter of fact, I should be checking this Skype chat, see who's ready and who's not, because a lot of people are at work. And Ryan isn't everybody's favorite fighter. No, I mean, not everybody has a take on Ryan, but it looks like, let me see. Caesar's ready. What up, champ?
You hear me?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So last time when we did it, when you guys did a show about Ryan complaining about the 200K, I brought up the fact that he wasn't really fighting that level of competition like that. I feel like at this point he is kind of making himself look like a crybaby, like a little whiny kid. I understand that he looks at his Instagram followers and his popularity as revenue, but like you guys, he's not really thinking clearly at taking into consideration the pandemic, all the travel bans, on top of like his experience level, like he's not really there to be demanding all this. I think he's just looking for a way out, honestly. I think he's just trying to piss Oscar off, so Oscar be like, all right, you know what? Do what you got to do.
I agree. It's a great tactic if you want to get out of your contract, or be released, just stop fighting. Kind of Mikey did that, he just sat out. Out. But let me go to Trey in the Bay. Good morning.
Trey in the Bay.
Just listening, going once, twice. I mean, are you working? All right.
Just like the king is what I mean. The king is what I mean.
Yo, what's good? I'm ready.
Good morning, champ. What it do?
Listen, man. Ryan the Stallion. I've been saying it for weeks. Ryan the Stallion out here crying about his bad contract. Like, you got to read these things. And even then, I think his arrogance. I think, that's what happens when you got just bad advisement around you, because this is why I think on TBV we talk about the business. And he could have listened to TBV a couple episodes, became a Patreon, and got better advisement than he was getting from whoever the hell he was getting it from. So I don't feel bad for Ryan the Stallion. Boo-hoo for him. He's trying to get out his little 360 deal. I mean, a great, has the potential to be a great fighter, exciting. I'm not trying to clown him in that way, man, but this is why the business matters. That's my call.
All right, champ. Well, thanks for calling in. Looks like we're going to Majid in Florida. What up?
What up, man?
Morning.
Everybody need to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join Patreon. Yeah, man. I don't have an opinion on this. I got a question. Do they still count like how many people will download ESPN Plus when these fighters get on the panel, and do they count anything towards it? Because I realize they throwing out the numbers of the viewership, but we're not seeing nothing about how many people probably joined the zone ESPN Plus that night. So I just wanted to know if that's something that we could look at too. That's all I got though.
All right, now that's gonna have to be a question we ask someone specifically.
But wait, is he talking about over these last few fights?
Well, he's just saying,
or is he saying in general?
He wants to see how many subscribers Shakur brings in every time he fights. Like how many signing up when Shakur fights? How many signing up when Crawford? That's what he's saying. Are they giving us that information? He's only asking, are they giving us that information?
Well, the issue is that for these last fights, they haven't been on ESPN Plus. They've been on ESPN. So, it's been free ESPN. Well, not free, but, if you have cable, obviously it's free. So, that wouldn't really be anything like the metric of how many subscribers they got to ESPN Plus based on that night. It just doesn't, it wouldn't add up because it was a free fight. You know what I mean? They've all been on ESPN, if I'm not mistaken.
So those numbers don't They don't get counted up, or
I don't think
Well,
that
this
it's
is he's
a
just saying
metric
it's
you can
live
use.
TV. It's live TV, so you
it's
can't.
not like anybody would draw them to
Yeah,
buy
what-
ESPN Plus for that fight because it's like they don't need ESPN
Exactly.
Plus.
Like maybe people are using ESPN Plus to watch it because they want to watch it that way. But are they signing up to watch it when you got it on regular ESPN? It's probably not. You got to wait for a day where it's like whoever versus whoever on only ESPN Plus, and then get those metrics. But Sony Cincinnati, talk to me.
My apologies, man. Thanks for coming to me, but I'm kind of busy right now. One love, TBV.
You got it. Mario, check Blog Talk. I'm going to Stainless in Detroit. Oh, damn, been a minute already.
Red belt, black belt, WO and green. I'm king. Undisputed GOAT, TBE. And you can catch the news first on TBV. Voice of the people now let me speak. Scientists of the sweet, BOXING.
Looking like Stainless. Oh, I was about to say, looking like you at work.
Nah, I had to unmute and cut my screen out. First off, happy Thursday to y'all.
Word.
Happy Thursday, champ.
I'm saying it's not like making it to another day. I think the problem Ryan got right now is the same thing that's going on in a lot of places. He don't know how to read the room. You know what I'm saying? We coming out of COVID, even though we still working through it. You know what I'm saying? You got all this stuff going on in the world right now. And you just Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? You still trying to build your name. And you went about it the wrong way. So now you kind of stuck where you are. And you can't complain about it when you need to be showing patience right now anyway. So that's just some grown man stuff for him to learn right there. You know what I'm saying? He still need to be pressing more for fights than talking about how much money he getting. I think that'll get him the money that he's looking for. But that's all I got. As I always say.
That was weird. He just did that.
Yeah.
I thought it was me for
Did he
a second.
drop?
Nah, he's there, but we just can't hear him.
Oh.
What was the
He probably
the guy?
muted himself with the face on the sky on the. Oh no, it looks like Skype.
Who's the guy that Neo was fighting against in the Matrix? Who's that guy?
Who?
The guy
Neo in the Matrix.
Yeah,
Mr. Anderson. I mean, no.
Oh,
Mr.
no.
Smith.
Yeah,
Mr. Smith.
Mr. Smith.
Mr.
It's like
Smith.
Mr. Smith, yeah.
Mr. Smith is attacking the Matrix, man. We need Neo Mungia in there. Come on, champ. What's going on?
Let me go
my
to
terrible Wi-Fi
Tomas.
to get in.
Tomas in Arizona. What up? Tomas, Arizona. Unmute.
¿Cómo
No?
estamos, homie, en Arizona?
No. Hello, Tomas.
Tomas.
All right. Going out the Stone Bone, Skype. Stone Bone, Skype.
Mr. Stonebone.
All right, he's busy. J Mac, are you available?
Mac attack.
Give me a flash of the mute. All right, no all right, we're going out to J Mac in New Orleans.
You know how these bitches is in the sport. Total disrespect. Kid has no class, no style at all.
I'm a gorilla, I'm a dog. I'm a dog, I'm a gorilla.
The smartest thing you can do is to stay away from Derek.
It can't be the boogeyman if I'm chasing.
You want to bet on? You can bet 100,000 on that.
Let's bet $1 million.
Easy. Let's bet $1 million.
Morning, champ.
I'm gonna use my vote. Give me a little small, quick rundown with Ryan and De La Hoya. What's going on?
Ryan Garcia is, was asking for a certain amount, and Oscar wasn't able to oblige him. So now the benefactor of this is going to be Vergil Ortiz, who's going to take his place in bringing things back into boxing for Golden Boy.
And De La Hoya tweeted out something of that nature, and Ryan called him a hater.
Okay, well, pretty much it sounds like Golden Boy, which we all knew that Golden Boy full investment comes with Canelo. So Golden Boy ain't making no money, so that's why they can't pay the young prospects coming up like the Ryan Garcia, everything, because they got I forgot the percentage. Somebody say that Canelo is a certain percentage of Golden Boy profit. Maybe he can start focusing on Ryan Garcia and taking care of his prospects coming up and what have you. I don't know much on it. I'll say this: I know Ryan Garcia. I don't know what to say with him. I'm not a fan of him for his boxing style and his skill set. Golden Boy was a good thing for him, but if they're not managing him right, he need to give it somebody that's going to manage his celebrity a lot better, because that's the thing he does have. He's not a hell of a fighter, but he is a celebrity, and he could be pushed in a manner of Meat Killer. That's my call.
All right. Broke up a little bit.
Yeah. Look, do they not have money right now to pay him? Yeah, he's absolutely right. But I don't know if I would say that they haven't paid him, because, 2 fights ago he re-signed. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think he is getting paid. I think that he can't get paid right now what he wants or feels he deserves. And I don't think anybody is in that position right now either. So,
I don't even know why you fed into that, man. Like, he
I just
wasn't
wanted
even
to-
listening to the topic, so it's like you don't have the information to just say they don't got money. That's just like coming from left field.
That's where and just to give a little bit of credit to J-Mac, was he got me thinking, like, there is a budget within a company. Each company has their own budgets and how these are allocated. So how much percentage does Canelo take as far as budget? But I don't know if budgets work like that, like a company does.
But we don't have to guess about budgets, bro. The purse is $200,000 for Gesta or Tanahara. Like, anybody that's calling in and saying they ain't treating them right, they don't know about boxing and they don't have a business. They probably won't get one. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a prospect. He hasn't won a title. He hasn't done anything. He was getting $50,000 and $30,000 2 fights ago. He just got $250,000 for fighting Francisco Fonseca, I believe.
Yeah.
So like, and all they're dropping. Yo, it's COVID. It's COVID. Everybody's taking a pay cut, and all you're being deducted is $50,000 for the fans that won't be there, versus Hector Tananara or Mercito Gesta, and you out here crying. Come on, champ. Golden Boy, that is focusing on Ryan. That's focusing on Ryan. It's like, oh, Golden Boy maybe need to stop worrying about Canelo and worry about Ryan. Bro, like, stop adding shit. You ain't even listen to the show. Bro, they just gave him how many main events? Romero Duno? Was that co-main or main?
So it was a slight punch.
But was it co-main? Was it co-main or main?
It was a co-main? Okay.
I don't know. I think they probably...
Oh, I thought that's what Doomy said. I'm sorry.
No. Google. One of them is a co-main. One of them is a co-main, But look at all the attention that's been on Ryan in the last 90, 120 days. You know what I mean? Like, I think he's doing exceptional.
The Romero fight.
Again, just think about it into perspective before you call in arguing, senseless arguments. Out of all the 134 pounders, he's the least accomplished. And he's making $250,000. You know what I'm saying? Like, Haney's already a champ. Teofimo's already a champ. Gervonta's already been a champ multiple times. So it's like, they got his name in the same sentence with those people who are champions, but they're not doing their job. Like, I don't know, man.
You good?
You broke out for 2 seconds there, buddy. But we saw you measuring the list.
I was just saying that, they're doing their job. If they got his name in the same census as the guys that are champions, guys that had to go the harder route, they're doing their job. Not only that, those 3 men, Gervonta, Ryan, Devin and Teofimo, they don't have Canelo and Eddie Reynoso and Andy Ruiz in they camp. Yeah, Gervonta got Floyd, but he don't even train with him. Look at the buzz Devin got for training with him. Look at the buzz and the gain in popularity and subscribers that this kid got for training with him, Rolly. All right? So now you think about everything that Ryan is getting over there. Look at how his numbers went from 3 to 5.6 for being in that camp. And watch Andy's go up the minute he does the right thing. But you got to do the right thing. R. Jonesy on the super chat says, all this over 50K? Yeah, Canelo playing chess. And that's another thing. To say Golden Boy don't got no money when the offer for Billy Joe Saunders is $8 million. The hell?
8.
We all know they got to pay DAZN, got to pay Canelo 36, so I don't know. Tomas! Say what? Say
Super
what?
chat, R. Jonesy.
I just read it. Yo, get the ears fixed.
Yeah, no, I was just looking for.
Blame it on me, though. Blame it on my internet. You froze out, champ.
Damn, that's exactly what happened.
Yo,
It's gonna be my
Tomas.
go-to argument from now on.
Tomas, we trying you one more time on Blog Talk.
Tomas de Arizona.
No Tomas. I don't know, man. Is
Yo,
Blog
real
Talk
quick,
up?
shout out. Listen, yeah, they're live. It seemed like they were. Yo, real quick, shout out. I just got the breaking news. Supreme Court blocks Trump's attempt to end DACA protections for nearly 700,000 immigrants brought to the U.S. as children. Yo, that's a big up indeed. DACA is protected. Thank God.
See, I don't follow politics. What the hell is DACA?
Well,
DACA is for children that were brought to the U.S. at an early age that got citizenship because this is their country. Because they weren't, even if they were born somewhere else, they grew up here. And Trump was trying to send these kids who've never even been to the places that they were born in, who don't remember them, back to where they came from, because that's his, policies. That's what he believes in. And Supreme Court just protected DACA, which was started under President Obama. And so, yeah, man, that it's a huge thing for everyone.
Yeah, man, that's, and a lot of people don't know how that really feels, man. Just to give you guys an idea, imagine you not being back to a country where you were born. You were born there 4 years old. You live the rest of your life in the United States. You don't know what the heck it's happening. I'll use my country as an example. You don't know what's happening in Honduras, and you don't know nothing. You don't know, and you're just being deported back. You don't even know if you have, some of these kids don't even have like family out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're literally being told to go back to your country and swim. It's like
this is their country.
Yeah,
this is their country. Like,
when I faced that, and I'm just gonna say it. I was saying Honduras, but all that happened to me. I was gonna get deported, and I was downstate. I was in the federal holding pod because I was with immigration and federal inmates, and they did not care about any of your crybaby stories, bro. Them guys were ruthless in there. Go back. They try to sneak me out, man, in the middle of the night.
Whoa.
The middle of the night, bro. They were trying to deport me. Like in the middle of the night, they're hitting my door, and I'm like, what the hell? And when you land in Honduras, they take you straight to the jail. It's not like I got connects down there. I probably would, they wouldn't have gone through much, but still, like, you're landing into like the prisons. You know what I'm saying? With
crazy
all gangs and everything. Like, I know not everybody's deportation.
It's just like that. It's just like that for DR. Like, you get deported from here to DR. You go to same thing like here, holding. You go to federal holding over there. But the difference over there is you could get out immediately. If your family comes get you, comes get you can mean a lot of things. You might have to pay something. You might not. But if your family comes get you, you get out immediately.
It's still scary, and that's just like my. I mean, not everybody's going to
Dude,
jail,
you gotta
right?
fly with the cuffs on, man. It's crazy,
Oh,
man.
they had me
Crazy.
Had me in Newark Airport. Right, look, they took me out at 4 a.m. I had no way of calling my parents, bro. I had to give my PIN number to my bunkie, and I told him, Vance, please.
Call him freeze up. Dang, froze up with the ugly face too.
Who froze up with the ugly face?
You
Oh, I
did.
heard him the whole time.
You did.
Yo,
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
he was like,
It freezes
he was
up.
like Vince.
Yo, and my bunkie was like, some older dude, man, and I give him my PIN number, and I tell him like, Vance, call my mom as soon as they let you out these doors, bro. I'm in the hemisphere getting
He was
processed.
like, I got you, Blanco, I got you. You know,
Just like-
don't worry, I got you. Yo, you gonna leave me them slippers? Yo, can I get your robe? Can I get your robe? Bro, nigga, they want it all. They want it. Yo, I'm gonna hold all the suits. If you come back, we got it. I got you.
Yes, I ain't even time to do that, Ness. You know how you about to dip, you gave a transfer, whatever, you giving all your soups and stuff to your homies. Bro, I didn't even get that. I like, Vance, worst comes to worst, Vance, all that shit is yours. Just call my mother, bro. Call my mother, man. And kid you not, I went through all of it. I'm shit, bro. All I had in my hand was a Bible. I'll keep it G with you. That's all I had time to get. They get out, and I'm at the airport. I get processed. Now I'm on the tarmac. Bro. And they got me in a different car because I'm a federal inmate, so I can't be with the other inmates. They got me in my own car. So I'm in there and shit. I'm like, holy fuck. And I'm seeing the fucking guys with the straps on their legs. They look
Just like
they
Con
going
Air.
for-
It's just like Con Air because they shackle you from feet to hands.
Bro, and they make you look
crazy.
like such a bad person, bro. I'm shackled up. You've been working out, so you kind of stocky and shit. So you're looking like the ultimate bad guy. And I'm in the car, and all the orange suits get loaded up, man. All the orange suits are getting loaded up right through the back of the plane, just like Ness said, Con Air. And then I'm next, dude. I'm next. And I'm like, God, Lord, if this is what you wanted from me, I accept it. And that's all I said, bro. And when I said that, I swear I felt like a relief. And then right there, the federal agent just said, all right, he's next. Get him. They opened my door. And I get chills, man. And I took a deep breath, bro. And I just stepped out. And I didn't even get my other leg out the freaking car when the other guy at federal was like, no, he's going back to the Hemisphere Center. Close the door. Boom. Bro, I'd be lying to you if I ain't shed a tear.
Hey, at least you got that ride to see the streets. Yo, I remember when you had to go to court, you get to see the streets, and you just looking out that window like, oh my God.
For me, yo, it was the last time I was going to see the streets, man.
Yo, you like, damn, man. Damn, and you looking at everything, people in their car, and it's like, oh my God, this is some bull.
about to go ride a
Meanwhile,
horse.
you still like this, though.
Yeah,
You
I'm
can't
like
do
this.
nothing.
All huddled up, got the chain around your waist. And, yeah, it was crazy, man, but I didn't get deported, bro, and it was like the greatest feeling. Like I went back to my pod, bro, and this is how crazy
How
it
many
is.
soups was left, though?
My
man ate soup for breakfast in case you came back.
Yo, it be like that, yo. But he held me down, bro. He didn't touch none of my stuff until I guess he was like, I wasn't gonna touch your stuff until the end of the day. He told me just like that. I wasn't gonna touch nothing until I knew things weren't right for you. But he called my mom. My mom called my lawyer, and my lawyer called the judge, bro. And the judge ended up calling the Hemisphere Center, and then the Hemisphere Center ended up calling. I went back to my pod, bro, and this is how crazy
How
it
many
is.
soups was left, though? Sorry.
All of my stuff was left. All my stuff was left. And as soon as I came in through that pod, bro, because you know what I'm saying, I always, I was always, trying. Anyway, I'm gonna skip that. But all the homies there, everybody there was like, it was like a freaking game. Like we just won a baseball game. It was everybody was screaming because everybody know they getting deported. Everybody know like once you walk out that door, you ain't coming back. And when I came back, bro, everybody was like, yo, Blanco, what happened? Running up to my room like, yo, how'd you do this? I like, bro, I ain't do nothing, man. This is the will of God, bro. Will of God, yeah. And that was my little story, bro. And I know how it feels, man. It's scary. It's unfortunate. It's sad. And me and my situation, man, I feel really bad for these kids. You know what I'm saying? These kids that all they're trying to do is better themselves. They're trying to be here with their parents and try to make, themselves a better person and take advantage of the opportunities in this country. But let me tell you something, brother. This country is great, regardless of the problems that it has. It's a great country, bro. Great country to come and try to make it. You know what I'm saying? Yo, countries, third world countries, bro. Some countries, bro. Y'all don't know. Just don't know. Y'all don't know what it is to play soccer barefooted. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know what it is to do a lot of things, man. So it's
man.
A lot of things that we take advantage of for, bro. You just don't know, man. You rich, man. You got a car. You ahead of like
word is born.
World.
Yo, you got like a 1980 something in DR who, like yo, they gonna ask questions. Yo, your mother's in America? She sends you money, bro. It's bad, bro. It's bad. Yo, dirt roads in DR. It's dirt roads in DR still. Like light goes out. Like, yo, third world countries is serious, man.
Bless, man.
Definitely.
That's a big score, man.
Definitely.
I still love DR. You know, I promise you, like, it's exactly what Doomy says. Like, obviously, I was born here, so it's difficult to say that I would live there. I would love to try to live there. You know, the thought of it, I would love it, obviously, because of the, especially if you making what you making over here, you go over there, you balling. Bruh, you're balling out of control over there. So I would love to try it.
Wherever the hell he's at.
Who?
You know, Dante.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you, it's me and him would be would be in a competition for who gets better bang for their dollar. In DR versus like, oh my God, I'm tired of this freezing shit. And I checked my app. It says we got no outages in the area, so it must be a Skype thing. Because usually when we freezing up, I got something happening around here with the internet. But
and you look good too. Like usually I could tell when your internet's a little, because you got a good camera, but you're crystal clear. So
yeah, I have no
I think
clue
it is
what
Skype.
it is today, bro. It's got to be Skype. I checked also if Skype had any updates. No updates. Yeah, and it says everything good in your area. There's no service issues. It says try restarting the modem, but I don't want to do that.
Super chat from Ohio Runs Boxing. Great story, bro. That gave me chills. Fist emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji, respect. And obviously that was Doomy.
Yo, that's how it is for me, man. Except I know all the deported people. Like when I go back to DR, all my contacts are deported people from over here. Like, nah, for real.
Really?
Like the dude that gets me, the dude that gets me, like let's say my rental. He was either deported or I met him through my uncle. And then like my man that gets me my bud, no, that's my man. Like we used to be out here together. Said he's from Patterson, but you feel me? He got same place. Just to make it familiar to the casual listener, that rapper's from Patterson. Baby, how's hello? No, you don't remember?
Yes, I do.
Come on. And what's his name?
He got the one eye from Jersey. Jersey.
Fetty Wap.
So my man
was listening to for a while.
Yeah, so my man Gregorio, he's from Patterson. He got deported. So, bruh, he doing all right. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you doing all right, you are a king. I didn't expect that. You feel me? We've been in contact since he got deported because we was actually down together and we never lost touch. So when I got the DR, it was last year. It's the first time I seen him since, being him getting deported. And, bruh, his house nice. He got 2 cars and one of them was a Jeep. And, to have a Jeep in a third world country, you really balling. You understand what I'm saying? Think about how many thousands of dollars a Jeep is in America, and then that's still the same price over there. It's just in pesos. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man, it's tough, but at the same time, bro,
love, bro. I feel like
so much abundance of like good people doing good things, and like, bro, people tell you how bad it is over there, but every day they drinking. Like every day somebody's on their porch, what they call a mercasina, and they just, drinking, listening to music, you know what I'm saying? Kids playing, but they drinking, and every day people eat. Like obviously it's gonna be homeless people everywhere, you know what I mean? And people that struggle everywhere. But I feel like in terms of people in poverty, it's more difficult to ball and go out than it is to eat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think that because that's the perspective and that's the priorities, man. Like their priorities are way different. You know what I'm saying? Way different, man.
Yo, like, cause again, I'm being born here, I go over there, and then I go to see my friend's house, and it's like, whoa. You feel me? And I'm like, oh shit. Like, I don't even know what to say, how bad it looks. But his mom will throw down, and I would have had the best chuletas I ever had. Humada, too. Chuletas humada, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't stay in his house. There's no way I'm staying in the house with no AC and DR. So, but I'll go there every morning and have his mom cook for me like a mojo. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that, there might not be no furniture. The furniture might be broke. But they cooking, and it's enough to give me and my girl and whoever came with me. And obviously, I'm not gonna take advantage. I usually go and I do a compra, which is like a food shop for whoever's my man's. I take them food shopping because I know it's a little more difficult to get certain meats and stuff out there. You know, things are expensive, and you know, I don't literally like leaving people money. You know what I mean? I like that's what turns me off about DR. As soon as you get there, everybody, yo, Doomy just got off the plane. Mario already like, yo, manito, cuando te vayas, déjame esa gorra. So that translates to like, yo, my brother, man, before you leave, let me get that hat. And it's like, my man, you ain't even asked my name yet. You don't even know me. You don't even know me. No, you're not getting that. So I had that disdain for many, many years because I went over there as an adult. Like my mom sent me when I was young, but it's like Doomy says, man, come on, man, when you're 3 and 4, you don't know nothing. Yeah. So when I started going as an adult, it was more like, I was turned off because I was Americanized, but then as I went more and I realized, damn, it's poverty, bro. Like I went to parts of my father's town where houses were literally tilted to the side and you could see people's feet. I know that sounds exaggerated, but I promise you it's not. I promise you it's not, because in certain parts of my father's town, it's historic, so you're not even allowed to build. Like, you can only redo the structure as is. I know there's places like that here in America, too, that are historic. You can't redo, like, facelift it. You got to keep it in that century. So, and remember, things over there are a lot of cement because of the tropic and the sea, you know, so you don't want to use wood. But the poor people have to use wood. So hence why you see feet. Poor people, we gotta use sing. What's the translation to sing? The roof with it's metal. When it rains, it's like.
Yeah.
What's that called? It's wavy, guys. You see it in Home Depot. It's wavy. They sell it plastic now. Just picture a million S's and then picture that at a 4x8 sheet.
Yeah. It's like a freaking garage. It's like your 2-door garage, brother. Your 2-car garage that you got.
But is it similar to
Mexican people use it? Mexicans use it. It's called sing. It's metal, and when the rains, it's like, it hits that metal hard as hell. But that's it. That's your roof. So when it's hot, you cooking because that's metal. It's sheet metal. You know,
does DR kind of look like, it
looks like Miami.
Bad Boys 2, right?
It looks like Miami. DR looks like Miami.
Like Bad Boys 2. Yeah. Oh, it does really.
No,
wow.
DR looks like Miami. No. The capital is Miami. The capital. And that's what I'm telling you. Like, dudes know they could ball. So in the capital, Mario, I'll take you to eat off the beach, right? It's called the Malecon. Like, we off the rocks, water crashing into the rocks. We up there just eating steak, chilling. And you'll see Lambos. You're gonna see Range Rovers. It's gonna disgust you. Because I'm telling you, there's millions of people over there rich. There's people balling out of control. Like, I see cars I don't even see over there, especially because, right-hand side. Because over there's no regulation. I could send a right hand. Well, they started regulating. Back in the day, you could send anything, bro. And when it wasn't regulated, people would just get. Are you Mexican again? Do you ever send like drone? I was gonna say drones.
Drones de ropa.
Drones de ropa. If you real, he ain't real Latin, y'all. Yo, he don't talk Spanish. He don't send stuff back to his family in drones. What's going on with Mario? Check his Latin card, man. But yo, Mario, drones are these big blue garbage cans that are heavy duty. You put the lid on it, it's like airtight, and you ship them. They put them in shipping containers.
I've seen them in the boat. They have like the really big ones, right? Also,
and sometimes
I've seen those.
Have a guy that drives. You know, it won't even be shipping or any boat shit. We had a guy that we would send stuff down to Honduras that he would just take trips down to Honduras every once in a while. That was his thing. And he would charge a certain fee.
You're in Honduras. You could drive to Honduras. We can't drive to DR or Puerto Rico.
Yeah. No, I'm saying that was the difference.
I didn't even know. You can drive to Honduras? What are you talking about, bro? You lost me right now.
I could drive all the way to Chile, my man.
From here? Like crossing through like what? Baja and then going to Mexico?
Let's say we're going through this. We go through Mexico. We go through Costa Rica, Guatemala, Honduras, Nicaragua, Independence.
Wait. You can't drive from Mexico to Costa Rica. Costa Rica's an island.
As long as you have your paperwork. As long as your paperwork's fine.
But how are you driving? There's no road. It's an island.
Wait.
But you can.
Wait. What's an island?
Oh, you mean when you land in Costa Rica? You don't mean literally drive.
Costa Rica's not an island.
So you're talking about another Costa Rica?
No, I'm talking about the real Costa Rica. It is bordered by another country in Central America. It's
Brother, you gotta fly to Costa Rica, man. You crazy? I had a Costa Rican girlfriend, man. You bugging.
Bro, there's excursions that you can do, bro, all the way from the top of freaking Canada all the way down to the tip of Chile by driving. Trust me, bro. I know what I'm talking about.
All right, so I'm on the map. I'm on Google Maps. Let's back up a bit. Oh, yeah, I can see it. You could coming in from Mexico.
Everything I just named all the way down. Panama.
Yeah. You go from Houston. Jesus Christ, it is connected. That's insane.
What if I told
Honduras?
Yeah, that's all South America, right?
Honduras is connected to Costa Rica, like literally.
Yeah,
it's
Guatemala.
Bro,
it's a triangle right
I
there.
flew to Panama. This got to be another. I didn't know Panama was also connected.
Absolutely.
That's why that racist president was like, "Oh, we got caravans coming in from Guatemala,
Panama.
Honduras,
Listen to me. If you got bread, you don't need bread, but like if you got bread to take a vacation one day, like if you want to take a vacation, and you don't want to spend a lot, you know, and if you live in Florida, you golden. You live in Florida, you golden because flights to Panama are like $200. But bro, Panama is one of the most underrated locations there are in the world, okay? You are gonna get a mixture, like, especially if you're into women, right? Because, you know, when I did all my early traveling, I was just like a dude on the hunt, right? So I'm talking women and food and gambling because I love casinos and stuff like that. Anyway, bro, the thing is you get Panamanian women, but then you get Colombian women, Costa Rican women. It's bananas. It's like a huge mixed culture in Panama. And then you get women that go under the knife. So they looking like Barbies on steroids. You know what I'm saying?
My man Japa from Panama.
Yeah, man. So that's crazy. I never knew.
Terry, I don't even think they have cops. Like, it's crazy. Like, their economy, their ecosystem, bro, their crime, everything, bro. It's beautiful. Costa Rica is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But Dale, if you ever have a chance to go to Honduras, even though I'm talking from a point of view that I haven't been back in my country in so long, we was talking about it with Ness the other day. Like, we got to travel. But yo, you go to Honduras, you go to La Isla de Roatán. Beautiful. I'm talking about blue waters, white sands. A lot of the UK brethren probably know about this because a lot of UK people go there.
I can't believe that, bro. That is, if I would have known that, I would have checked that off the bucket list, bro. You know I can't believe that Colombia is attached to all of that. That's
all
insane.
Of that. Yo, and Colombia got some islands,
I mean, I just went. That has to be hours and days of driving. That's insane.
No, you could take an excursion. Like let's say you're gonna pass through all this. You know, you I mean, it'd be like a 3-month excursion or whatever. But you could spend like couple days in Costa Rica, spend another couple days in Honduras, spend another couple days in Panama, and you just keep traveling all the way down. You go all the way down to Chile. And if you didn't know, Chile too is another freaking beautiful spot.
Bro, that is crazy.
People don't know.
That's crazy for real. I wonder who did. Has anyone done that trip?
Definitely. definitely
No,
want to go.
I mean, people that we know. I mean, I wonder if there's anyone that I know, someone that listens to the show that freaking drove from like Houston, somewhere in Texas, all through Mexico. Oh my God, that looks. I literally still have the map open. This looks crazy. That looks like a hike.
I'll holla at the coyote for you, Ness.
But like, yeah, but like you said, you can drive like physically, but can you get through like all those borders like super easy or?
Yeah, paperwork's got to be right. That's all. And these guys, you got to understand, Mexico.
How does a Mexican cartel pull you over like, dog, you going over the border with this? That's a lot of driving with an American license plate.
You can get into there, but if you cross through the Texas borders like McAllen, like you could get through it in certain ways where it's not as like you're not gonna hit Sinaloa, you know what I mean? Like you're not gonna hit
where are you going?
Sonora.
Like you're not gonna look when you're driving down there, guys. There's roadways where you take. You're not gonna go through a roadway where you're gonna be viable. I mean, likely to be fucking.
Damn, bro.
I mean, and you can mess
bad
around
news, bro.
Most of the time,
Pedraza and Les Pierre is off. Les Pierre. Les Pierre's manager. Les Pierre's look how serious they taking it. His manager tested positive. Sheeshes, bro.
Whoa.
Oh,
man. Poor guy, bro. This was his shot.
Bro, Les Pierre was the second shot. Les Pierre was training.
Shot, yeah.
Medical field like 13 years now.
What?
He's worked in the medical
field.
Yeah.
Les Pierre was training in the street because Gleason's is closed. Damn, that sucks, bro. I was looking forward to that
he was on the front line. I know, so was I. He was on the front line with this thing the whole time. And now it's, his manager. And nobody, I mean, you can't blame anybody. It's like,
Yo, let's go ahead and wrap it up. For our Patreon family, catch us on Patreon. We're going to do a film study Thursday as we owe you guys. We're going to go ahead and do Brandon, who won from Cincinnati. His vote was to do Danny Garcia versus Lamont Peterson. We're going to be using our Watch Together private room. So for our Patreons, the link will be in the bottom of the description. The post is already out. I will pin it right now so you can find it more easily. Let me see who they said. Stone Bone. I did go to you, but I'll go back to you, Stone Bone. Yeah, but we called you. I don't know. Maybe we were having issues and you couldn't hear us. I don't know. But what's going on? Good morning, champ.
What up? I didn't say you didn't go to me. I didn't. I was doing something, so I knew you probably had started at the bottom. So I didn't say nothing. So maybe that was Steve or something. I don't know. Hey, Ness, you always say this Instagram thing, and maybe he need to convert his Instagram people into YouTube people. Then he can, he can make some YouTube money or something. Because just based off of the mathematics, DAZN is one of the few promotional companies that, or a few networks that makes money off the gate. Like usually the gate is the promoter money, So DAZN, that's how DAZN make their money. They don't have all these things that ESPN got behind them, so they gotta make money off the gate. How else they gonna pay you all this money? So, and how many headlines have he had anyway? I only remember him like one. I thought he was a co-main. How many main events have he been? And how many guys that are not even champions or main eventers that are making over 100 and 200,000? Probably not many. So I don't think he might be underpaid based off of his clout and his appeal, but he's probably paid right based off of the math. If you look, he's not. Listen, I know he's a cute guy.
Yo, and we agree again. See, that's what I'm saying. He being paid right to have not done nothing. Dog, they treating you star. You in with a star team, star camp, star trainer. Like what up? Yo, chill, champ. Just pump the brakes. Do what you gotta do, and it's gonna come. But let's go ahead and end it because we got to do a film study. I know we all got to take quick breaks, but we are scheduled. I'm literally pinning it right now so you can find it easier on your app. If you don't have the app, it's a free download on Android or Apple Market. Go ahead and download it, pin it. Download it and use it. The post for today's show is pinned. Once again, it is a film study on Thursday for Danny Garcia, Lamont Peterson. Fantastic HD link quality of PBC. They got it out on their YouTube, but we're going to be watching it in our private room. Shout out to Brandon who won. And we're also coming back live right here at youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. So click that notification bell because we are coming back live for whatever fights will be salvaged of today, since freaking main event is not there. Hopefully they have somebody. I would hope that they have some sort of backup ready for Pedraza, right? Like, why wouldn't you go into this?
Oh, that's a good call.
Like,
yeah.
You would.
Yo, because if you scrap the whole main event, like, what are we watching now?
For real.
So,
Patreon, peace. Next you see on Instagram and Twitter. Mario. You're supposed to say your stuff now. Did they freeze?
without paying one of these guys to some more money to move up like within a day, that's gonna be tough.
We got a
I
super
hope
chat.
you're right though.
We got a super chat from Dominique Paramore that we did not get to. Dominique, the co-host, what up? She couldn't make it today. I'm crying, Alex. Shout out to the DOCA and my forever president, Barack Obama. My heart smiled. God is good. Let me get to Steve in Chicago. Sorry about that, Steve.
Yeah, hey, good morning. Yeah, I thought you wanted to. I wanted to give you what you wanted, man. I want to debate you.
On what?
I wanted to fight with you this morning.
On this?
So I'm gonna put myself in Ryan's shoes for a minute. So with Duno, he was the co-main, and with Fonseca, he was the main event. It was in Anaheim at the Honda Center. He sold out the whole lower bowl, and you want him to fight Rowley, who fights in front of 500 fans at Sam's Town.
So
when he was on Wild
so
pay-per-view,
Steve,
he wasn't even. Yeah.
Who does Romero Duno fight in front of? And who does Francisco Fonseca fight in front of? So that's not a good argument that because Rolly doesn't fight in front of anybody.
He's been calling out Tank. You want him to fight Rolly. He's been calling out Tank. He's
calling
looking
out Tank and fighting Duno.
Well, I'm just saying what he's doing. Well, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to make the argument.
Listen, but you can't make the argument. Think about it. You're calling out Tank, but you make 30 and 50,000. Come on, bro.
I'm just telling you his point of view.
But we don't. That's the whole point. His point of view is a delusional one. You are the boxing fan. When have you seen $1 million fighter get in the ring with a $30,000 fighter? Please tell me.
I'm just making the argument.
And so am I. That's my debate to you. $30,000 Ryan won't get in with $1 million Devin Haney or Javante. Damn, I lost the internet again. I swear for the next show I'm restarting this fucking modem. I don't get it. It's either Skype or me. I don't know. I lost. I lost you. I lost you, Steve. I lost you. What happened?
I said you can make that argument for them. Who have they fought? Who has Tank fought? Who has Haney fought? They haven't.
What
really
you mean?
Good point.
What you mean? Tank fought Pedraza. Haney was the mandatory Vasil duck. We are hardcore fight fans. We know he ducked. But
he didn't make the fight.
No. He was ducked, and then he was elevated. They handed over the title.
I hear you.
Am I froze again? Oh, I thought you froze. I just think it's completely different. I don't know. But listen, we'll finish the conversation, obviously, on Patreon. Let me double check. I'm double checking. Did I miss anybody else?
Great call, Steve. Nah,
because we
I
are
haven't seen
extremely
anything else.
late
I saw
for Patreon.
Steve was on. That was it.
I think
I thought that was a great point, Steve.
JT jumped on too. JT, are you good? Can you text me really quick? Because we did our outros. We're ready to go. We need to get on to Patreon, do the film study, Danny Garcia versus Lamont Peterson. Join us for as little as $5. You can catch that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can catch me at Mario Munguia on Twitter, at Mario Munguia on Instagram, and we will see y'all in a minute over on Patreon.
Last little debate. Rob hit us up and said the debate is, the point is Ryan is making is that he was Canelo's co-main event on the Kovalev. So, he should be getting paid more. No. Danny wasn't screaming about being co-main event on Floyd cards when he fought Nate Campbell. You know what I mean? And numerous others on Floyd undercards. Like, you're being put on an undercard of a popular fighter to get built, to be introduced into that fight fans audience. You know what I mean? Like, this kid just doesn't know about boxing, bro. You know, he'll learn it the hard way. But we'll be back. Patreon.com/The Boxing Voice. Little as $5. You can watch film study. Peace.